Namaste friends, how are you all today? So I'll give you an overview of cardiovascular system. Before we go for detailed study, I want you to hear the basic overview of cardiovascular system. So cardiovascular system is a closed tubular structure consisting of heart and its blood vessels. So usually the heart pumps the blood and it will send in a wave-like fashion to all the uh, arteries. From the artery, the major artery, it will become smaller and smaller arteries, and it will end in a structure, a nexus or a plexus called as capillaries. From this capillaries, deoxygenated blood will come and it will be received through uh, deoxygenated blood is received through a structure called as venules. Venules will become veins, veins will become major veins, and again this deoxygenated blood will come to your heart. So this is how heart is involved in circulating the nutrients and oxygen to each and every cell of your body, along with the lungs. The deoxygenated blood will be sent to the lungs to get purified, and oxygenated blood will come back to the heart, and again it will be pumped into the major circulation. So each and every cell of your body will receive the nutrients, the oxygen and other hormones and everything to each and every cell. So this is a beautiful universal intelligence, where you can also call this as a god, the nature, the prakriti, where so meticulously the each and every system work in hand with each other. So it is not a separate structure altogether, but while for studying purpose we made it a separate entity. So each one of the system work hand in hand with each other. So for you, when you are studying as a yoga teacher, cardiovascular system is important. Why? Imagine when you are doing downward dog pose, the venous engorgement, the vein congestion you will feel more at the level of neck. So that we call it as a jugular veins. So if you have an idea, if you can visualize and imagine those contents. So for example, this downward dog pose can be used in some of the diseases where it is needed, like thyroid diseases or the pimples on the face. So you are changing the blood circulation by working on the body asana. So you are changing the hemodynamics, the blood circulation and the dynamics of that you are changing by using the gravitational force. You are doing some exercises against the gravity, you are doing some exercises towards the gravity. So in this too, there is a significant change in the hemodynamic circulation. Blood and the circulation will change, the heartbeat changes, the response to the blood volume in the form of baroreceptor and chemoreceptor. There are some receptors in the body which will sense the pressure and which will sense the chemical change in the blood and then signal to the brain to control the heart in its own mechanism. So this is a simple auto-regulation program happening in the back of the mind, back of the body, with the help of nervous system. So this beautiful arrangement or rearrangement or adjustment, or we can call it as a negative and positive feedback mechanism, will make your heartbeat normal. So there are so many other components involved. When you are doing yoga, when you are teaching yoga, for normal people you are teaching yoga, well and good. But for the people who are having hypertension already, who are having hypotension or some other major cardiac events, when you are choosing yoga asanas, you should choose in a such a way that you will not increase the cardiac output, you will not increase the pressure on the heart. Like squatting postures in a cardiac patient doing lot of squatting poses and something like that. So this you will get an idea to design your yoga therapy based on the client or the patient or the person whom you are dealing with. So for this basic knowledge, basic understanding, you need to study anatomy and physiology, in particularly cardiovascular system. So studying about how many chambers of the heart, what are the blood vessels, what are the major blood vessels, what are the minor blood vessels, what are the arteries, what are the veins, what are the venules, what are the arterioles, what are the capillaries. So this is the basics of what you study in this detailed version, and how heart is functioning, how it is pumping the heart. How the heart is pumping, with what mechanism? Is there any electrical system which is inbuilt in the heart? Yes. So we call SAN, AVN, sino-auricular node, and AVN, and Purkinje fibers. So like this you will study basic things where you will get to know, have an idea of what is going on in your body. So when you sync cardiovascular, respiratory with musculoskeletal system, you will get a sync of what kind of exercises you are using. Is it isometric? Is it isotonic? Is it towards the gravity? Is it against the gravity? No? So you will get an idea. Is it a strength building? Is it a range of movements? Or is it a resistance exercises where it is a cardio respiratory aerobic exercise where heart rate increases, breath rate increases. So dynamic Surya Namaskara, when you do, it is actually stimulative, which is actually fast exercise which focuses on the heart and the breathing. When you same Surya Namaskara, you do it in a slow version, it will help you to work on the regulation. It will help you to focus on the isometric contraction, isotonic contraction of different group of muscles. There is one research in Surya Namaskara. So fast Surya Namaskara and slow Surya Namaskara. Fast Surya Namaskara increases the metabolic rate, increases systolic blood pressure, and slow Surya Namaskara decreases diastolic blood pressure. There is a very interesting research article done by one of our known person. So it is very meticulous when you think how yoga can, same Surya Namaskara done in a different way, how it can impact on the systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. So this much details might not be needed for you in the beginning hours, but if you have an orientation that how vast is the subject, you will get to know it much better, you will get to interested in this subject. When you said the heart, the blood vessels and the blood, so the blood also have its components. Blood have different components in the blood. One is a water part, one is a cellular part. The liquid part we call it as a serum or plasma. The cellular part is three different types of cells. One is red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. So these are produced in the bone marrow and then it will be sent into the blood stream. So each one of them have a different functions. Like red blood cells is a biconcave structure which has a hemoglobin in it, and it will bind to the oxygen molecules and helps you to carry the oxygen transportation and carbon dioxide. So white blood cells, there are many varieties of white blood cells. White blood cells will help for the army. It's like a body's army system, like how you have a navy, air force, army. So similarly, there is different types of cells like neutrophils, basophils, monocytes, lymphocytes, eosinophils. Like this, there are 5 different categories of white blood cells. Each one of them have its own delicate mechanism where it will work with that. For example, allergies are mainly tackled or worked out by increasing the eosinophil count. So, and platelet count, usually the number of platelets in your body will help you to block any oozing of blood to the skin surface. So by using the fibrin mesh, it is like a mesh, it will be there, and platelets will get aggregated in between the mesh to arrest the bleeding and induce the clotting. So there are clotting mechanism, clotting factors, fibrinogen, fibrin conversions. Like this, there is meticulous physiological functionings happening at the microcellular levels, and if you study this, basics of that, normal of that. So normally how the blood clotting happens, what are the factors involved. So when you get to know the platelet count, so platelet count is important. So like that, when you see some patients' blood reports, at least you will be able to understand. You don't need to interpret their blood reports as if you are a doctor. No need to do that, but you will understand for yourself that what is wrong with that particular patient. Is it a thrombocytopenia, thrombocytosis, so neutropenia, lymphocytosis, whatever is. Some cellular contents will be less, some cellular contents will be more. So having a basic knowledge of that will keep you in a commanding position to be a finest yoga teacher.